Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
Tonight, Flying Fathers.
Well, flying is all about the view. So, I mean, you see things in a completely different way from up there.
Many dads get to see things from a new perspective on their special day. And Indigenous culture. A group in the border city holds special celebrations in honor of National Aboriginal Day. Plus, back in office, MLA Richard Starkey gives us a peek at what's going on in the legislature since the changes.
In sports, walk-off magic. The Northwest Prairie Pirates took on the first-place Munster Red Sox this afternoon, and it came down to a heroic hit.
This is Newcap News with Annika Notveit.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with a report of a single vehicle rollover around 2 o'clock this afternoon. 3 high school students were out on a treasure hunt that came to an abrupt stop. The rollover happened on 62nd Avenue and 43rd Street. Police say excessive speed was a factor. There are no injuries to the 3 riding in the truck. A 21-year-old man is in hospital after he was beat up with a weapon near Cold Lake yesterday. Cold Lake RCMP found the man around 3:30 a.m. after the incident took place about 30 kilometers west of that city. Police say the victim was airlifted to the U of A hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. Charges of aggravated assault are pending against the 17-year-old. Names are not being released at this time and the investigation is ongoing. Well, it's the day to celebrate Dad, and for more than 30 years, the Border City Aviation Club has been treating fathers and their families to high-altitude entertainment and a pancake breakfast and flight event. Jeremy Thompson has more.
The Lloyd Airport bustles with activity as more than 100 flights take fathers and their families for a ride. Dads like Paul Harris, ecstatic about flying with his son.
So Daniel was in the front and my brother and I in the back, and so before you know it, Daniel's flying, and he actually flew the whole flight, so it was really cool.
It wasn't too hard to figure out the turning and stuff. He was working all the pedals and stuff. It was just steering, but I don't know. It was good though.
We hit this air pocket right as we crossed the border, and the pilot said, well, it's that's just a little speed bump. He said, when you go into Saskatchewan, you hit those bumps, so no problem.
The Harrises are just one of many families enjoying the day. More than 200 people made their way to the airport for the pancake breakfast and for an unforgettable Father's Day experience.
Fathers that have come here when they were kids and they brought their kids, and now these kids are bringing their kids. It's been kind of an ongoing thing.
So what's kept them coming all these years? Verdakis says it's the unique perspective flying offers.
Well, flying is all about the view. So, I mean, you see things in a completely different way from up there.
For Paul Harris, the perspective used to be very familiar, back when he had his pilot's license.
I haven't flown in quite a few years, and well, I've never taken Dan up, so it'd be really cool to get back flying. And
for Paul and Daniel Harris, there is no better way to celebrate Father's Day.
1 to 10?
Yeah.
14.
That was really good.
Yeah, it was really good seeing him flying. It was great.
Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.
Across the nation today, Canadians are celebrating Indigenous culture and people. In Lloydminster, the Native Friendship Centre volunteers demonstrated their culture through food and dancing for National Aboriginal Day.
We're going to showcase our traditional dancers and our Métis dancers, and we want people to be aware of the Lloydminster Native Friendship Centre and what kind of programs they offer to the community.
The road beside the Friendship Centre was closed off as residents gathered for a Bannock taco lunch. Board Chair Audrey Park says it's a step in the right direction for her people to recover their culture.
Here in the city of Lloydminster, we do get a little bit of funding, and we go into the schools and promote knowledge and share culture, traditions with the students in the schools. So it's an ongoing education process that'll be, I think, forever.
The evening wrapped up with live music, dancing, and a drum circle. It's a different atmosphere for the Conservatives in the Alberta legislature. They have a new role as the third party and second in opposition. The MLA for Vermilion-Lloydminster, Richard Starkey, brings us an update after returning from the first session since the election.
I think those of us who live in rural Alberta need to be very, very concerned and watch very, very carefully. But there wasn't a word about agriculture. There wasn't a word about forestry. There wasn't a word about municipalities. There wasn't a word about tourism.
These are Starkey's words after hearing the speech from the throne outlining goals for the government of Alberta this past week. He says the only mention of rural Alberta was an expectation rural and resource communities would keep contributing to the wealth of Alberta.
And I'm sort of saying, oh, so you want to milk the cow, but you don't care what the pasture or the barn looks like. To me, that's very disappointing. This is a very urban-centered and urban-centric government. Most of its members are from the cities.
And also, lots of the members are new, 70 to be exact, with little or no experience.
So as one of the returning and experienced MLAs, my role is a little bit different now. I'm our House leader, which means that I coordinate, question period and member statements and, who's going to be speaking when and that sort of thing within our own caucus.
The quickest decision coming out of the ledge is a hike in corporate taxes. As of July 1st, they will go up from 10 to 12%.
That's a drastic change. It's going to leave our corporate taxes at levels amongst the highest in Canada as opposed to amongst the lowest, which is what they were before.
Back in the border city now, many are unhappy with the new health minister's decision to put a hold on the Pioneer expansion, something Starkey says he will confront her about.
If she, decides that project doesn't go ahead, I will tell you that, she will face some pretty stern opposition from myself and from my colleagues, and I'm sure from the people here of Lloydminster, because we recognize the need for that project.
Well, it's a pretty gray day today, but for our social media snapshot, we have a very colorful photo to show you. So this here photo is of the Just Cruisin' Club's Show and Shine event. There's so many colorful cars out there. We're kind of joking. It looks a little bit like Where's Waldo?
Yeah, you can see your own car in there.
Yeah, no, definitely can't see mine.
Well, I mean, the audience can try to pick out, if they were there, try to pick out your own car. Yeah. I love all the colors, especially kind of closer in the bottom left there. There's some super nice cars there.
And that went all day yesterday, so you could go look at the cars. Yes. But then on Friday night, they also had a one of those drive-in theaters, which is really neat.
Yeah,
I don't know,
really
have you ever been to one of those?
I haven't. I've always wanted to go, but I haven't never had the opportunity. And I know they're kind of getting more and more popular, which is strange. There was a lull, and now they're gaining popularity again, kind of a novelty.